Welcome back, everyone. This is Bhavani Kola. If you're following the world of AI tools, you know that Google NotebookLM has been a game changer. I use Google NotebookLM almost every single day. And get ready because it just dropped some mind-blowing new features that are going to revolutionize how you study, research, create content, and even work. In this video, we're going to deep dive into these incredible updates, show you exactly what they are, how to use them, and give you some real-world use cases if you're a student, educator, so you can start using them right away. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be as excited as I am. So let's jump right into it. So here I am on my NotebookLM. I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. I'm going to upload Attention is All You Need, a white paper from Google that changed the entire AI world. So here is Attention is All You Need. I'm just going to let it upload for a second. I always like to name my sources. This is just one source for now, but if you have multiple sources, one source has data, one source has research, it's always good to name those. So when you're trying to pull your sources, you know exactly what they are. So I'm going to rename it Attention is All You Need. I'm just going to save it. I'm used to renaming my sources so I can see. So once this is done, if you used NotebookLM in the past, here you had an option for a briefing doc and a study guide. But now it's a whole new level. You have a blog post, you have create your own. And as you can see, it is suggesting me what I can create based on how I am using my sources and what my sources are. So it knows that it's a research paper and it's giving me a research proposal, competitive analysis, concept explainer, and key innovations. If you're writing a research, curating all your researches and using this concept or these suggested formats could be a great thing. If you're trying to write a whole new paper, again, using all of this information could be great. Generating a report, having your data, your research, your information, it is going to suggest based on your sources. What do I mean by that? I'm going to click here. As you can see, I want you to focus on the research proposal, competitive analysis. And when I click on here, this is a whole new suggestion. So this is from my paper that we are working right now, not my paper. This is from the source that we are working right now. And this is what I had in the past. So the suggested format is not static, is dynamic based on your sources. The good part is you can always go ahead and click on this edit option here. Here you have an option to change it to over 80 different languages. And here is your prompt. This prompt itself is pretty close to perfect, but if you want to add more information like the SEO and you want to change how the format is based on who your audience are, you can always go ahead and edit and change. Now I'm going to go ahead, pick a language, something that is different. Let's see, what am I going to pick? I will scroll all the way down. If you notice, it's not giving the name of the language. It is writing in the language itself. So you actually have to know what language that is to go ahead and pick. I'm going to pick Telugu, that is my native language, and I'm going to let this generate. And I'm also going to come back to the report and click on the blog post. And here I am going to select another language. And why I'm doing this is if you're an educator and if you have students in your class that are multiple languages, then this could be something really useful for you to create a blog post and have your students read in multiple different languages. So that's for the report system. Let's go back and click here. In your briefing doc, also you have all the same options you can edit and change. But the best part is if you do not like these suggestions, which are right here, and you want to create something on your own, you can always go ahead, click create your own and specify what exactly do you want. Now let's look at the next feature, which is flashcards. So I'm going to let this report generate for a second. I'm going to click on flashcards. So something that is really important is if you have used NotebookLM before, the moment I click, it automatically starts to generate. So the best practice is to start with your pen option, that is editing, so you can customize how you want. Here are my flashcards. I can start with fewer flashcards. So Google will analyze what fewer means based on the number of sources you have, and it's going to generate. You can start with standard or you can start with more. A student and you want to master it, I highly recommend starting with fewer and easy level and then moving on to more and hard level. And as you can see, you can also customize from what source or what topic you want your flashcards on. You have all these different sources and you only want flashcards on natural language processing. You can specify that. and it's more topic and source as well. You can only select from data sources. You can select from your topic sources. That's why it's really important to name your source so you can pick those sources as well. But for now, I'm going to say the card front should have only one word and create only 3 cards. I don't know. I'm just going to click generate because I don't want it to waste a lot of time. This for demonstration purposes only. So while this is running, the first blog post is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. I did create in Telugu, but I cannot read all of this. But I know this is talking about self-attention, parallelism, just because it's in English. I'm going to close this report. And here is another language, as you can see. Again, it's creating the entire blog post in a different language. So you can actually use Google NotebookLM to create your blog posts in multiple languages. How powerful is that? And you can customize every blog post. You can change it for, let's just say you are teaching multiple classes. You can have one based on your students' interaction. You can have another blog post based on the different level of classes that you're teaching. That is a really great resource. I really enjoy it. Let's go ahead and click on the flashcards. They're ready. Oh, there you go. I'm going to expand it. I like the shadow option here because I specified I need one word flashcard. Here I have it. I'm going to click see the answer. And because I specified I only want 3 flashcards, here are my 3 flashcards. There you go. Attention, see the answer. And when I click on explain, it automatically goes to that resource and tells me where exactly it's getting that information from. And it's going to explain all of this for me. So if you think you're forgetting the same concept or the same question, you can automatically go ahead. Oh, this is a whole lot of concept, of course. I can go ahead and save to note. So I remember that's something I'm constantly getting it wrong. I want to save that so I can practice it for my quiz. Again, do not click generate. It automatically generates what it thinks. Click on this little icon and pick from the source, the topic, the number of flashcards, what kind of flashcards do you want, and then click generate. Now let's move on to something really fun, which is the quiz option. Again, I'm not going to click on generate. I'm going to click on the pen icon. That's how you should always do it. I'm going to click on standard and medium level. I'm going to say create 5 questions, no more than 5, and then generate. I'm going to let that generate. This gives you a complete control on how you want each of your output to be generated. I'm going to wait for a second. Mind maps is one of my favorites. I don't want to click it right now, but when I do, it automatically generates the mind map. We will come back to audio review in a minute, but I just want to show you once the quiz is generated. While the quiz is being generated, I want to scroll down here and you can actually click on these 3 ellipses all the way to the right hand. You can rename, you can share with your class, with your friends, you can share it with whoever you want, and this automatically saves as an artifact. And keep in mind, they should have a Google account to view this. Let's see if the quiz is ready. Yes, the quiz is ready. I'm going to click on the quiz. I'm going to expand the view. And here I have 5 questions. I am going to pick something not quite right. I can go ahead and ask it to explain. Next. There you go. That's a right answer. Bingo. Next. Oh, that was a wrong answer. Right answer, wrong answer. So here you have the options of having a quiz. Again, you can share this quiz with your students. And let me show you something. Once this is done, based on this, I got a 0. I can review my quiz or I can retake the quiz. So you can automatically master this. And you can also suggest Google if it's a good or bad content. I'm going to minimize this one. Minimize, go back to my studio here, and you also have an option to share your quiz if needed. Again, you're going to share this with your students just for practice or practice test or a review for the exam where they're just practicing, not stressing about how they're going to be graded. This is a very good option. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the audio overview. Do not click on this. Let's go ahead and customize this. You have an option to do a deep dive. You have an option to do a briefing. You have an option to critique. This is if you're teaching an English class or psychology class or a government class and you want to be a critique of the content. This is a great way to start. You can also have debate. This is something fun as well. And here you can choose how many languages you want that to be. Something that I really like about this is once your audio file is created, you can actually download the audio file and have that file embedded into your learning management system and have students review that and make a discussion post about it. So you can create, based on your topic, you can create a critique overview, debate overview once it's generated, download it, upload it into your LMS, and have students discuss about that. Here is language. You can again pick from 80 different languages. You also have an option to, again, customize it based on your source, your topic, or explain something. So definitely take a look. If this is for younger generation, you know what, let's just say, create a fun audio overview for younger students, grade 5. Attention is all you need. It's a highly technical paper, but I'm asking it to create a fun audio overview for younger students. I'm going to make it really shorter. I don't want a deep dive. I just want a brief overview because I don't want it to take too long to generate. Once that's done, I am going to, of course, this is grade 5, generate. I'm going to let that run for a second. So this is ready for me. Again, a real quick recap. You want a deep dive, and if you have more than 4 or 5 source files, then it will take longer. So make sure you pick your length. Briefing is just briefing. Critiquing, of course, it's going to give you constructive feedback. Debate is between 2 different. Now let me go ahead and show you what happened. Again, we've seen the prompt. I said create it, very simple for a 5th grader. Let's go ahead and play this.
Imagine like a super smart helper inside a computer. It's trying to understand whole sentences, right? But instead of reading word by word kind of slowly, it learns to look at all the important bits at the same time. That's the big idea from a really important paper called Attention is All You Need.
Because I ask it to create an overview for a 5th grader, it is creating in such a simple format. And one thing that I also wanted to mention that while this podcast is playing, you will see an interactive mode, which is a hand right here. And what this does is, let's go ahead and play this. Let me close this and let me click on interactive mode. When I click on interactive mode, it will open up in a new window. I can play audio. And while the audio is playing, I'm going to close it.
Noise. Today we're doing something maybe a little.
So while this audio is playing, I can go ahead and click this little join option here and join in the conversation and be a part of that conversation. If you're trying to practice for a debate, if you're trying to present somewhere, this could be a best way to go ahead, join the conversation, and see what the large language model has to offer. I can click on this.
Try online education compliance. What if that actually?
I'm going to click join.
Making online.
Hey there, how can we help?
Do I even have to be a part of the online education and follow all the rules? Can I just not do what I want to do?
That is such a fantastic. Honestly, it's right. Why these?
Very common thought, actually. Ask yourself.
Not just about rules.
The answer is yes. You want your online course.
You want.
So that's, you can go ahead into the conversation. That was about my policies and procedures of online education. I just said, do I have to be a part of it? And then it's replying, comprehending what I asked, is also replying back. But you have to wait for that little hand wave. I'm going to close this. You have to wait for this little hand wave interactive mode to update. And that updates in the podcast view, but it does take some time. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the video overview. Again, I'm not going to click what I see. I'm going to go ahead and customize it. Here I can choose different languages, and I think I have a little prompt here. Of course, you can try for different target users, focus on specific things, and describe the structure. I'm going to go ahead and place this. I said focus only on photos. This is for grade 5, and make it simple and 3 slides. So I'm going and generate. It does take some time. All right, so the video has been created. Let's go ahead and click. I'm really excited to see how it is and how long it is. To click play.
Have you ever stopped and thought about how your phone or computer just gets you? Like, it just knows what you're trying to say. Kind of feels like magic, right? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at this secret superpower computers have. We're going to call it super focus. And believe me, it is the absolute key to how they think. All right, so let's check this out. Take a look at this sentence. Law will never be perfect, but its application, law. It's basically learning at the exact same time. You understand the whole picture. that making is changing the process.
Because I ask it to focus only on the images, and I also mentioned that this is for a 5th grader, and I also ask it to focus on 3 slides and no more than 3 slides just for demonstration purposes. I think it did a phenomenal job making it simple, easy to understand, and also explaining the most important concept of self-attention. That's all I have for you today. This is Google Notebook LM. You have your audio overview, video overview. Can you imagine having all these sources and spending tons and tons of hours just to create all of this? And with just one single click, all of this is available. Audio, video, your reports. Your reports have all these multiple options here that dynamically change, and you can also create your own. You have your flashcards, you have your quizzes, but don't just go ahead and click on it. Go ahead, customize it based on your needs, and then create. Until next time, happy teaching, and please take care of yourself. If you have used Notebook LM before and you found an amazing use case, please do let me know in the comments. And yes, smash that like, subscribe, hit everything button, just so that every educator can have access to this video, create something fun.